Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome to the Scale Model Outlaw. Well, today we're going to do just a real brief one. I'm actually uploading a video on my other phone to the channel that I just finished, and while I was doing that, I browsed around and saw Mr. Mark Batten's question to the community, and I absolutely wanted to respond to that. I responded on the video itself, but he's asking, what was your favorite model that you ever built of all time and the favorite model that somebody else had built? So for me, my build is kind of twofold. I've got my favorite model that I ever built was my very first one, and I say that although it wasn't the best one I ever built, it was my very first one, and it got me started in modeling and has led me to where we are today. And it's been a really, really long time since I did the first one. And I got into the hobby because my older brother did it. I always looked up to my older brother. He's 7 years older than me, and I still look up to him. So that's what got me started in the hobby to begin with. But I'll just cut right to it. The very first model I ever did is one that you'll hear a lot about, but yeah, it's this guy, the 69 Camaro Z28, and this is actually the OG box. They've reproduced them, but this is the OG, and they they tend not to fit together very well. I'm going to be honest with you. But it's still my favorite one of all time because it led me on this path of modeling that's, since then I've met some great people and really enjoyed the hobby and done a lot of different things and had a lot of different experiences because of that very first model. But that model I built in probably 82, 83, something like that, and it's long since gone. I envy these guys. I said that in my other video that's uploading as we're filming this one. Those guys that were savvy enough to keep their builds, they're grown now, and at my age, at 50, 55, 60 years old, 40 years old, that kept their stuff from when they were a kid. Hats off to them. I wasn't that responsible. I wasn't that thinking far ahead. Mine ended up either with firecrackers in them or just got left behind somewhere, fell apart or whatever. But looking back, I wished I'd have kept them. But I said it would be two-part, and it is. My current favorite one that I built is my Dart Roundy Round car. I built this at the beginning of the year. Took me a few months to do it. It's obviously a Mopar. Kit car. Buddy of mine made me my decals. That's the name of my one-to-one shop, Outlaw Off-Road. Really like this car. It's right out of the box. It does have some aftermarket stuff. It's got some aftermarket wheels, aftermarket tires. This is the very first model that I airbrushed that I didn't screw up. This is painted with let me see what I used. Oh, Army Painter Dragon Red. So it's an Army Painter airbrush ready paint, Dragon Red, and they're white. With a few coats of clear on top of it. I've long since moved on past the Army Painter colors. We've got scalefinishes.com now, and getting into the Tamayas, back into the Tamayas, and the new line that we got. If you've been following along, we just picked up a bunch from MCW as well. But this one was the first one back. For me anyway. It's a cool car. Had a lot of fun with it. It's not perfect. It actually sits up higher than it should. But if it's a dirt car on a dirt track, it's got to have some up travel. Otherwise, it's going to scrub tires off. So that's what I tell myself. And I'm not tearing it apart to put it back together. You can maybe see the exhaust. I made the exhaust is made out of metal tubing. And then the end of it's got the crown on it. And then we took some bare metal foil around the bottom of the door for acts as a heat shield. But not a lot going on with this one. It's pretty much box stock. But like I said, it got me back into it. And super excited about that one. Love that little car. My favorite build of all times. Well, I told you that I had looked up to my big brother, and then still do. Well, my big brother used to build roundy round dirt cars, modified cars. He'd take a Gremlin and make up his own frame and chassis for it, and cut the fenders off of the Gremlin and Pintos. I want to say he had some Pintos in there. It's hard to remember now. It's been so long. But him and my cousin, who were about the same age, would build model cars, and I remember being a little kid and going in their room and checking them out, and it was way cool to me. So for me, my favorite builds of all times are the old dirt cars that my brother built. He grew up to not only build model cars, which I believe he still does, but he also races real 1-to-1 round and round dirt cars. So in fact, we'll be going Saturday after JaxCon. We'll be going down there and watching him run at Volusia. So excited about that. But those are my two favorites. Now, the guys that I see, you see a lot of nice builds on the old interwebs for sure. There's a lot of awesome builders out there. Mr. Mark being one of them, BG, Brian from Got Fuels, Fred, Pappy. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There's some awesome builders out there that build some really, really great rigs, and they're awesome. Love them. But sorry, guys, I got to go with my big brother stuff, man. He's my big brother. So there you go, Mr. Mark. That's the answer to my question, or your question from me. I hope everybody enjoys it. Be safe out there, and as always, be kind to others and keep on modeling.